right, everybody. So today, what we're going to talk about is something that's is really important for any kind of academic writing you're going to do. You know, if you're going to write an essay in English, if you're going to write an essay in Spanish, if you're going to write an essay in history, government, anything you're going to do, it's always going to require this one thing. It's called a thesis statement. So, does anybody, before we start here, does anybody have any idea what they might think a thesis statement would be? Yeah, Clara.
Isn't it what you want to say in a paper?
Yeah, that's a great point. It really is. It's the central argument you're going to be making all throughout your paper. And it's really important to let a reader know that. So when they're looking at all your examples and they're looking at all your arguments that you make within this long paper, they can refer to that one statement and they can say, hey, that's what they're talking about. That's their main argument. Now, but that seems kind of weird. Like, why would we need to tell a reader flat out, this is what I'm arguing? Like, why can't they just read our paper? They should just be able to know what we're talking about, right? Yeah, Philip, what do you think?
Maybe it's so they don't get confused?
Yeah, that's another great point. I mean, a great way to think about a thesis is that it's kind of like the roadmap for your paper. You are taking the reader on a journey through this paper, and they're always going to need that map, that thesis, to look back at. It is really quite critical to have. So, we know what a thesis is, but there's some stuff that we have to learn that it really makes a great thesis. These things that you guys got to remember. So take your pens, take your paper out here, and we're going to do this. But before I go there, does anybody have any questions at all? No? Okay, so the first thing that a good thesis has, number one, you got to have a one-sentence long thesis. It has to be one sentence long. It goes right at the end of your first paragraph, the intro paragraph, right at the bottom there, so the reader knows ahead of time what's going to happen. Second thing is, the thesis has to be your answer to the question proposed for the essay. So you're going to get a question that you're going to have to write an essay on, and this thesis statement has to be your answer. It's your idea, and it's an answer. The other thing is, about that answer, it has to be an argument. It can't just be a solid fact. So it has to be something that can be debated or disagreed with. For example, if you're writing a paper about President Obama's re-election, you're not just going to say President Obama was re-elected because he got the most votes. That's not a thesis. You're going to say President Obama got re-elected because he made a lot of really good speeches and he raised the most money. And that got him re-elected. The last thing, like Philip said, it's got to be a roadmap for your paper. The rest of your paper's got to be able to link back to this thesis. That's really important because you don't want a paper that's confusing, it doesn't make sense, it has to be easy for the reader to follow. So, this might seem really scary. I mean, it might seem like, oh my God, this is so important. Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to make this thesis? Like, it seems like if I screw up on the thesis, my whole paper is going to be terrible. Well, I thought, if we could all make this together, try to make one as an example, maybe it'd help out. Show you it's not so hard after all. So, I know we watched Frozen in class. And I mean, hey, just won an Oscar. Pretty good movie if I do say so myself. But what we're going to do is we have Frozen. We have that thing we're going to analyze or think about. And the question is, I came up with one last night. It's how does the song Let It Go reveal Elsa's character development? Alright? So I want you guys to think about any ideas that relate to that. No ideas are bad. And can I get a volunteer to write this stuff down? Yeah, Zeke, do you want to do it? Grab the chalk right there. So, who has any ideas at all about how we can attack this thesis statement? Yeah.
Shows that she doesn't have to hide who she is anymore?
She doesn't have to hide who she is. She doesn't have to try her true self. All right, that's a great one. Any other ones? Yeah?
When she uses her powers, she seems like more confident.
All right, she's more confident when she uses her powers. That's huge. It's a big change in character. Awesome. Yeah?
When she kind of learns to forget about harm and trauma of the past, she has a brighter future.
Wow, harm and trauma. That's a great vocab, girl. All right, so those three things are down. And if I were to just create a thesis statement like this, I think it would go something like this. So, Let It Go is important to Elsa's development because as she learns to forget about past harms, it opens up the potential of her full powers and increases her confidence. And that was you guys. That was great. So, we know that it's not so scary to write a thesis, but let's prove that right here. So the song Let It Go, I came up with some alternate lyrics, and we're going to sing it all together right now. Alright, here we go. I'll start off. Let it flow, let it flow. My thesis will answer the question. Let it flow, let it flow. The essay will now be strong. Here we learn, we do it our way. Let the words ride on. The thesis never bothered me anyway.